So, hello everybody. It is me, Demetra Kane. I'm sitting here with Donovan, a recovering Democrat Saadiq, also known as a Black Yule Brenner. And the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to also say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are participants and sometimes, and family, I should say, and sometimes we share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, and I've never seen you on here before, please show me this. Then if you're not comfortable, you can go back to that. Just know that I am the only one that can see you until I bring you up to the big screen. Not even Donovan can see you. Also, like to say a big giant. Oh, I think I said that already. But anyway, it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So in the comment section and up here on the panel, let's be sure that we are respectful as possible, as sometimes things get heated, but we never want to get to the point where we are being unkind to one another. So today we're going to be talking about Jay-Z, the rap mogul, businessman. And, he says, I'm a businessman. We're going to talk about him and the revelation that dropped on Sunday. And the title of our show today is Jay-Z is presumed innocent and is entitled to due process, whether you like it or not. So we're going to get into all of that. And Donovan, how are you?
I am doing great. It's been a long day for me. I've been up, off and on this program, YouTube, Facebook, all kinds of having great conversations with people all over the place. You got a lot of bitter Democrats still out there crashing out. They're just, I mean, these Negroes are literally scared of Project 2025, even though last night Trump said specifically, hey, he has nothing to do with that. He even suggested that if they had used some of the things in 2025, they probably would have ran a better campaign in some of the policies that 2025 enacted. But hey, we're glad that you guys are here. You guys are on time as always. Do us a favor. Please like, share, and subscribe this on your pages, because you guys will be surprised at how many people will look at your page and see what it is that you guys are listening to, and they might pick up on it or whatever the deal is. But we got to get the message out there. But do us a favor. We have a scrolling banner at the bottom. You can donate and keep this show going at Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Cash, money order, all that other stuff. As you guys know, it's kind of funny too, Dimitri. A lot of people think that we just picked up and started podcasting within this last election cycle. We've been doing this for a very, very long time with our co-hosts here. A lot of you guys have been riding with us for a long time. It's been at least 8 years that I've counted. So again, please like, share, and subscribe on your pages. Your Average Logical Thinker. Welcome back, my fellow airmen. Jay, brother Reggie, all you guys that are that's been with us. Mike and I have been with us for a long time. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get that on Google Play, Apple Store. On that app, you will get the additional videos from Demetra K, Vicky Dillard, Brother Phil Scott. You'll get videos that you will never actually see on YouTube. So the more of us that move over to that, when we can talk the revolution without, people having to say anything and how we got to, and being deleted or suspended and all that other stupidness that we talk about democracy and fairness. But at the same time, we are on somebody else's platform. And when you're on somebody else's platform, you have to abide by those rules. It's like going into your house. If you say the sky is blue and I walk into your house, you say the sky is purple, excuse me. I'm going to say, yeah, it is purple, isn't it? If I want to stay there long enough. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel, where you're also going to get the other contributors there that talk about what's going on all in the diaspora. As you guys know, Israel is allegedly moving toward Damascus, which, if you don't know geopolitics, that's a very serious thing, because that could galvanize the Arab nations to go up against Israel. And guess what? We're on the trail to World War III, and it could just get out of hand by a little something. So African Diaspora talks about that, about what affects us around the globe. So please, if you guys are interested, just download that. If you're not interested, continue to like and hit the like on videos that Demetra subscribes there, and Brother Phil and those guys. It helps the algorithm as well. So if you don't want to become a member, which you should, please support the videos that you guys do see from the African Diaspora News Channel.
And hello to everybody that's come on here. Ward, I have not seen the memes that you've sent me. Where are you sending them to me? And Spitter, how you doing? Says you're already in World War III. Jay, how you doing? All right, and let's get into it. So, of course, you guys have heard all about. I wanted to say this too. This is not about gossiping. It's not about speculation. It's not about any of that. I really want to talk about due process because I think, unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand exactly what that is. But I'll get into it in just a bit. But nevertheless, Jay-Z Sean Carter was named in a civil suit on this past Sunday. Now, I should go back to October, where attorney, he's actually from here, Tony Busby, here being Houston, Texas. Tony Busby filed a civil lawsuit in October naming celebrity A and celebrity B. And there was another female celebrity that was there when this incident took place with a 13-year-old. And you guys can use your imagination for YouTube purposes. I can't really get too far into detail, but in 2000 it said that those two did something heinous to a 13-year-old who attended an after party at the MTV VMA Awards. It sounds like her father, from what the complaint says, dropped her off, and somehow she ended up in the company of celebrity A and B. Now, we sooner after it dropped in October learned that celebrity A is P. Diddy, Sean Combs. And Sunday we learned that celebrity B is that of Jay-Z, Sean Carter. So from that point, all of the internet, has and news sites have been buzzing about Jay-Z and what he is accused of. So nevertheless, he comes out with a statement. It's a pretty lengthy statement. It sounds like he wrote himself, and it was released on Rock Nation, which is, one of his companies. I should say that Jay-Z is also a billionaire. He is, I think, the first rapper billionaire, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it was P. Diddy, but either way, he's very wealthy. So in the statement, he basically accuses Tony Busby of shaking him down, blackmail, right? He went on to say, whoever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Wouldn't you agree? That's what he asked Tony. And he says, why not file a criminal complaint? Why are you filing a civil complaint? Right now, sounds like Tony Busby is a civil attorney. So civilly means that I'm going after you financially. I want you to right a wrong. I'm looking for a remedy, right? Something punitive. That's what civil is. It doesn't deal with criminal. So, for example, a lot of times people see Attorney Benjamin Crump and say, he never gets justice. Well, his job is to get money. He's a civil attorney. He's not a criminal attorney. So Tony Busby is a criminal attorney. A civil attorney. He goes after the money. But like Jay-Z said, if I did something like that to a 13-year-old, you guys should be pursuing justice, basically locking me up. With that, Jay-Z has filed via his attorneys several motions. One of them is claiming extortion, right? Against that of Tony Busby. Said, you're extorting me, you're shaking me down. Because what happened was right before they, being Tony Busby and his client, who was not named at this point, dropped it into the public, if you will. They wanted Jay-Z to sit down with the alleged victim and have a mediation. But it sounds like Jay-Z said no. Now, it also sounds like from that of October, Jay-Z was telling them, no, I'm not paying, I'm not paying, or whatever the case is. You're extorting me or whatever. And so, again, now we know who he is. And so he's asking for the case to, he being Jay-Z, the case to be dropped or name the accuser. Right now, again, they said celebrity, call him celebrity C, I guess, as a female celebrity that was in the room when all of that was taking place in 2000. Okay, so I guess the girl now as a woman would be like 37 years old. Does not say how much they are asking for, they being Tony Busby and this unknown accuser, but they're asking for money, and I'm assuming it's a lot of it. But nevertheless, in Jay-Z's lengthy statement, he says, you all are not getting one red cent. And he says, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, it pains me that I have to get with my wife and sit down with our 13-year-old daughter and explain to her, what's going on, because she has friends that will read all of this and that will come back to her. So he says, now another child's innocence has been destroyed due to false allegations against him. So as it is now, there's all these lawsuits going forward, no criminal charges to this point. but Jay-Z is full on defending himself. And now a lot of people are saying, well, he didn't, in a statement, he didn't flat out say he didn't do it. And I'm like, well, what statement was you reading? Because he said he didn't do it. And he says, but if you believe that I did, file a case, bring the police, for lack of better words. Like, why am I still out here roaming free if I'm doing this to, children back in the day? So I want to put this up here, and I'm not even looking at the comments just yet. So what is due process? Forbids the government taking. So, and I'll get into that in just a minute. It says life, liberty, and property without due process. So that's what it forbids the government of taking those things. It's procedural due process, notice, and right to be heard, and substantive due process, fair and reasonable laws. So in regards to, because he's not being charged criminally, he's being charged civilly. So basically, it ensures fair processes in lawsuits, administrative hearings, or property disputes. So due process means that he has to go through the process of the law, whether it's a lawsuit, they have to do any and everything before they find him liable, because that's the term in a civil case, not guilty, but liable. Now, I put he is presumed innocent because there's a lot of people saying he's guilty. But how do you know he's guilty, right? That is the question we need to ask. But right now it's a civil suit. So it's a question of liability, because they're suing him for money. I'm assuming it's money, right? Nothing criminal yet. Of course, that would have to be like the prosecutors for the state or the feds to pick that up, like they did with that of P. Diddy, who is still in a jail in Brooklyn, right? So at first he was sued civilly by Cassie, settled with her. Then the state prosecutors of New York picked it up. And so that's why he's in jail. So he's been sued civilly, and now he's being held accountable criminally until his trial. And that is P. Diddy. So I just wanted to, put that up there. Now, I want to have a discussion with you all, because I've seen a lot of people. I posted about this on Sunday because I was pretty mad about it. I want to say this. In the larger scheme of things, just so you get an idea, I'm more Nas than I am Jay-Z. If that makes any sense. Those who know, okay? I like Jay-Z, but what I'm saying is I'm not a fan or a fanatic, a stan, if you will, of Jay-Z. But what I am not is one that likes to see people treated unfairly because you have listened to the gossip and the bloggers and all these other people who think they know, but they don't know, right? A lot of times people form these opinions of people, celebrities, whoever, because you don't like them. So you cannot like somebody, but you can also be fair and balanced too, especially when it comes to something like this. So I'm going to give it to Donovan, then I'm going to read you guys' comments.
Now we are going to get into the stuff. Great points you were making there. I can't disagree with a lot. I'm one person who is a political and history person. You got to have due process. And unfortunately, a lot of us that don't have the money like some of these super rich people have, we can't afford due process. We just can't afford it. So, we plea deal or we do all this other stuff, whatever. But I want to say this. How many of you guys heard of the statute of limitations? A lot of us have heard of statute of limitations. The only statute of limitation that is that has no time limit is murder. That's the only one. That's why they go back and do these cold cases. Murder is the only statute on the books that has no limitation. So I would think in the case of this incident here, and I'm speaking to Sean Carter, the reason why they can't go after you criminally, and don't quote me because I don't know what the statute is. I didn't look it up before the show. I would assume the statute to go after him criminally has expired. So like I said, I'm assuming that. And that's why they're going after him civilly. For those of you guys that don't know, when Demetra and I were on the War Zone, we actually interviewed Tony Busby when he was running for mayor. And Tony Busby is a former Marine. I know that for a fact. He was a young lieutenant during Desert Storm and served in that aspect. But he's going for the money. His whole thing is getting these people to, especially the rich, as we know, it is easier to pay the money and make this stuff go away than it is to ruin your reputation, whatever. Now, P. Diddy, in his situation, after that videotape came out, which was really, really terrible, he paid that woman $30 million and still got indicted. So another big thing there. So that was a big mistake. I would have told him, don't pay the money and we're just going to have to go through this situation. But accusations. Here we are making accusations. Kind of goes back to paternity of children. You can make the accusation at all. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And there's a process to go through it and to do it. And what I would have told Mr. Carter is do not say nothing at this point. If I'm being indicted or something like this came out, and I say this all the time on my podcast to young people, if you get arrested or investigated, say nothing. Go get a lawyer and let the lawyer speak for you to formulate a plan to fight the case. Remember that rich kid? His lawyer said, he's too rich to understand what he's doing, and he got off. I thought it was called affluenza. He was too affluent to do all that. But again, regardless if you like Jay-Z, and I'm from the West Coast. I represent the West Coast 24/7. DJ Quick, all that great stuff. I don't really care for Sean Carter. I don't really care for Jay-Z, the whole situation with him. But at the same time, though, I'm not going to let my not caring for him deny him his due rights. Everybody has to go through this process. And see, I said this on the show earlier today, as a matter of fact. Why is it that in this country, we do not emphasize civic education? We as Americans should be taught civics. Every year we are in college. And as you get older, different stages you should know by then. You know what I mean? But have you guys ever noticed we don't know civics? Most of us, we don't know it. We think we know the law because we watched CSI or some stupid show. And we think, oh, I know my rights. No, you don't. You don't know a damn thing. Because if you knew your rights, you would just be quiet right now. Let the police process you. Because it's just an accusation for now. Then get a lawyer and then go through the process. I can't tell you how many times Demetra, myself, we have been involved in court cases. Of course, small claims or whatever. And because we did not cooperate, because we knew our rights, we won the cases. We basically won the cases. If a policeman is asking you a simple question, hey, what time do you got? Don't answer. Don't answer that question, because he's inquiring information to get you to go down a certain slippery slope, right? And wasn't it under the Biden administration where Biden sent the Solicitor General to argue to reduce your Miranda rights? Wasn't that the Biden that did that and said, hey, we don't need to tell these people their Miranda rights. Let's put them in jail. That was under Biden, I believe. So, again, I know people have their opinions on different people, and you listen to the blogs, you listen to Demetra, and you listen to me and whatever. But at the end of the day, there is a process to how they're supposed to do this. And every person is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, unless you're Black.
Absolutely. And hello to everybody that's come on here. And as you say, I have a problem with people who wait 99 years to come out and say something. And from what I understand in New York, the law statute of limitation is up until, if they were minor when it happened, to their 55 years of age, they have to file. Sounds like if it happened as an adult, there is some time that's to it, but minors till 55 years of age. So it's not indefinite, but it's a long time if you decide to change your mind, right? Let's see who else came on here. Terry, how you doing? Says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. Demetra says, why do you think they love going after Black celebrities, especially super rich Black men? Well, I want to preface this by saying this. So yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that they're going after wealthy Black men. But the other thing too is if they have done something, you know what I mean, then they should have be gone after. That makes any sense? It should not be absolved. But yeah, it does make you raise an eyebrow, like what's going on. Because I was thinking about the other day. I said 2022, Kanye, 2023, P. Diddy, and now Jay-Z, almost at the same, time of the year, back to back to back. Now, I don't know if that means anything, but I just thought about that. Hey Thunder, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Facts Not Feelings, what's going on with you? Miss D, how are you? Long time no see. Georgia Rose, what's going on? Herbert, how you doing? Says I don't believe it, but I really don't care either. Those celebrities don't care about us, and it will even undermine us when we get the chance. So yes, I agree with you. Because a lot of people said, "Oh, we're not supposed to be looking at celebrities for leaders," and it's like, what? Because I posted that, and I'm like, I try to be nice because I know that sometimes I can get the razor blades and lemon juice, and I also have to understand some people, their intellect does not go as far as a meme, right? But I've had some people say, "Oh, basically, I'm looking up to celebrities as leaders." I'm like, where in my post did you see me say that? I said that Jay-Z is presumed innocent until proven guilty, right? Or in this case, liable for what he has been sued for. But people come out with all these think tanks and all this other stuff. And let's keep it a buck. A lot of people just do not like Jay-Z and Beyonce. And so it's easy for them to want to see the downfall. Even when P. Diddy went down, people was like, oh, Jay-Z's next, Jay-Z's next. I've heard people say, oh, I can't wait till they get Jay-Z. And it's like, why? Why you can't wait till they get Jay-Z? Is there something like, what is going on, right? So again, it's not about, people worshiping celebrities or anything like that. But, I always say this, it's always funny until it's you. You know what I mean?
Got a question real quick. How many of you guys remember the album Best of Both Worlds? How many of you guys remember that? That was R. Kelly, Jay-Z. Yeah. R. Kelly is sitting in jail right now.
R. Kelly as well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a pattern here that seems to be going on. And again, if you like R. Kelly or not, some of you guys are familiar with the video from way back in the day, but he got off of that charge, and you can't be charged twice for the same crime in this country. The new charges, from my understanding, is these girls were 18 or whatever. They're very, very young girls, but I think they were still of age. I don't know the situation. And like I said, I still don't understand why he's still sitting in jail, because one man is not RICO. But ask yourself this question. What parent is going to drop their 13-year-old child off at a VMA award or these adult parties, just like in the R. Kelly situation where some of these girls were dropped off by their parents to meet R. Kelly or whatever, and they don't think this is a setup or something is going on with this? What parent would do that? I love Michael Jackson to death, but I wouldn't leave my children with him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. There's a lot of parents who would do it. A lot of parents who would do it. You'd be surprised, but I would say if that did happen to her, I don't think her dad dropped her off for that to happen. You know what I mean? Thunder says this place is falling apart. Brother Reddy says, don't worry, if I write rhymes, I write checks. Puff Daddy, right? Because somebody said he's not a rapper. Queen of Diet says, ask for an attorney and close your mouth. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna skip down a little bit so I could catch up. Thunder also say, yes, that's correct. They made it where your rights don't have to be stated to you when you're under arrest. Correct. Angela, how you doing? Says, in my state, they used to teach civics in the public high schools in the 70s, and it was removed sometime in the early 80s. Yeah, you got to keep them dumb, right? Let's see who else. Mikey says, Mr. Policeman, I don't answer questions. Okay, 48 TCO, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says Jay-Z said he got 99 problems, but SA ain't one. Okay, Sagittarius Goddess, how you doing? Corey, what is going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Walter Davis, how are you? Says Demetri, then tell us why Puffy is sitting in prison. Well, Puffy is sitting in prison because obviously they have something. They say they do. They got enough to show a grand jury or whatever it is that we have something to charge him. He's applied, if you will, for bail like 3 or 4 times, which was all denied. He has a case. I don't know if it's April, May, or something like that. But at the end of the day, the prosecution, they have to prove that he is guilty. The burden of proof is on them. Now, it doesn't mean he's guilty. He still is owed due process as well. But they found him to be a risk and somewhat of a threat from what they're saying. I don't know how true it is. I'm just telling you what they're saying in regards to Puffy, that he has done some witness tampering and things like that. So, they presented quite a bit of things, what they call evidence, to where they had enough to hold him. Now, will he be found guilty? That's a different story. So, Brother Don, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Demario says, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson. Yes, Mars, how are you? Says, how is everyone tonight? I hope all is well. Absolutely. Beverly White, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Who else is on here? Because there's a lot of y'all in here, so I want to catch up. And Panther Strike, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Michelle, how are you? Says, I think most Hollywood is perverted. I would care less about any of them, nor do I follow any of them. I think all of them are morally bankrupt. I don't think they're all that way. I think it's possible to have some people in Hollywood that are upstanding and moral. Now, is there a lot of things that are strange in Hollywood? Yes, I would definitely agree with you. But to say everybody, I don't think everybody there is morally bankrupt. Gina, how you doing? Says Charlie Sheen, at home chilling. Yeah, he's accused of some things. Still, how you doing? Says Black people can be charged over and over again. I agree with you. Your average logical thinking says that album was fired too, and Jay-Z dropped Kells quick. Yeah, he disassociated himself from that really fast. Mirror work conversation. How you doing? Said, how about these wealthy Black men stop doing things that would not have them going after them? They get to a level and they think they can do what others would do. I agree with you. And whatever that may be, I always say there's never enough of more. If I had the type of money Jay-Z and Beyonce have, I would have stopped a long time ago, moved and did what I had to do. But unfortunately, and I don't know if that's true for them, but I'm just saying in general, a lot of times people are like, I got to just get more. I got to make one more movie, one more album, and then, you know. But at some point in time, it's like, well, when is enough? Enough, you know?
Question. Wasn't Jay-Z mentioned in Superhead's book?
I don't know, but does that have anything to do with what he's accused of?
Absolutely not. And the reason I bring, the reason I bring that up is because what they do, and this is what it seems like to me, and I go back to that last person comment in regards to how they're targeting these rappers and stuff like that. The misogynistic aspect of rap, I think is also is to our demise as men, and they use that just like Fannie Willis and all these other people are using rap lyrics to make RICO charges. And so what I'm saying is the culture of rap, regardless of what is going on within it, is being weaponized against Black men.
Yes, it definitely seems to be the case. Rappers seem like they are definitely having to go into a courtroom more often than not. Brother Reggie says, my parents never dropped me off at a kiddie disco back in the day. They damn sure wouldn't drop me off at MTV. Yeah, that's weird, right? CJ, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Queen of Dia says she allegedly lied to her dad and didn't know. Parents should know where their offspring are going with and who, and know the adults get plate numbers, phone numbers, etc. Right? You just take the word for it. You can't do that. Let's see who else is on here. I see everybody's comments, but I want to make sure I get to the bottom because sometimes I get behind. Brother Thunder says it used to upset me when someone says, "Wow, why are you being silent if you ain't do?" Or so why are you being silent if you didn't do nothing? Then I realize these people just want to see you jammed up, or they just complete idiots. Exactly. Naama, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Patrice, what's going on with you? Brother Damon, hope you're doing well. And S says Hugh Hefner lived and died having the same kind of parties and nobody ever said nothing. Yeah, there's been people who have complained about some mishaps, if you want to call it that, that's going on there. But I think Hugh Hefner was probably set up just a little bit differently. At the Playboy Mansion where people knew that was going on. Now, was it actually, and then I don't know, was he doing? I'm sure there was some illegal things going on. I don't know. I wasn't there. It was a little bit before my time, and when they really had it on and popping or whatever. But the setup was a little bit different there. So yeah, I would imagine. Al, how you doing? Says this has nothing to do with bringing a Black man down. Robert Blake, Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it may and it may not. I think my problem more so with this whole Jay-Z thing is everybody else who really has no knowledge of what's going on is coming up with all these speculations. And I've seen a lot of people talk about Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown herself has said that nothing ever went on with them. She says she loves Jay-Z to this day. And people want her to hate him so bad. But she says nothing inappropriate has ever gone on between them. Of course, people's going to call her a liar as if they were there. But yeah, she says there's nothing inappropriate that ever went on with them. That's what she said. Y'all can argue with her, not me. Don says Hugh Hefner was celebrated in Elvis being with young women. Yeah, that is all true. Every bit of it is true. You know what I mean? But the other thing is, if you're a black man in America, do you think that you are able to move like them? Why would you think that you can? This is not your system. This is not your laws. It belongs to them. It was made to protect them. The United States of America was built on perversion. It's for them. For them, not you. You know what I mean? And oftentimes when the perversion was going on, it was against you. Just want to give some context. Let's see. Yakuba, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Facts Not Feeling says it's if Penny is not guilty. That's what I think. Puffy is not guilty. Wait, Penny or is it Jay-Z? Says so. Okay, is Penny? Oh, you're talking about Daniel Penny. That's like, who the hell's Penny? Daniel Penny is not guilty. So is Puffy and Jay-Z. F that, even though I don't like Jay-Z. I mean, I don't know. It remains to be seen. As Jay-Z is saying, if I did that, lock me up. Why are you pursuing money? You should be, pursuing to lock me up. And I agree with him. Why am I still running around the streets free? Is money gonna, absolve me of what I did? If I did that, that's horrible. Harley says Superhead said in her book, Jay-Z grabbed the back of her head and pushed it in his lap for her to perform Superhead. And admittedly, I didn't read the book. I've heard a lot about it. It sounds like it's a tell-all from Superhead, but did Superhead file charges against Jay-Z?
Absolutely not.
See, that's why I gotta give it.
She might now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and you call your name a Superhead and she goes by that. I mean, that's very telling. You know what I mean? You're writing a tell-all book about all the people
that doesn't matter. A woman can call herself whatever she wants. She could walk down the street with dental floss, and you're not supposed to just oogle-eyes her.
Well, I guess. Angela says, I'm not caping for either of those millionaire rappers who would not spit on me if I was on fire. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you should. I don't think it's an issue of caping for them. I think it's for me, it's an issue of, I think if we know what there is to know, then we don't jump to conclusions, because you hear people say, I don't care nothing about them, but then they'll make a whole dissertation online about why they think they're guilty. Daryl says one person who kind of dislikes Jay-Z has kept quiet, Damon Dash. Well, Damon Dash, he probably gonna have to tell on himself if he tell on Jay-Z, because they was thick as thieves at one time. Raven says Hefner had high-level law enforcement, politicians, celebrities, and athletes at his underage party, so Hefner and his whole house was protected. Well, same thing. They said P. Diddy had the same thing going on. There's a whole lot of dignitaries, preachers, and all kind of people was up in there as well. So Child the Guy says facts. That's why you don't see any rock and rollers going through this. Get the Chili. How you doing? Says, wow, mama. Says, love the way you think. Well, thank you. Demario says, perform Superhead. I mean, Superhead, she calls herself that. She, wrote a book when she needed some money. She dropped dimes on people. You know what I mean? Imagine if she was doing this when the internet was up and running.
Right, exactly. I got a question, though. Well, not a question. It's more of a statement. The problem, I think, in our community is we are a culture that is so into wearing our wealth and so into fronting, and we love entertainment and we love all these things, right? And then when these entertainers or athletes get in trouble, we love to take sides. It's just like Bad Boy versus Ruthless Records or Death Row and all that other. We love this controversy, and it's just something I think that's within our psyche or just our culture. Because even though I don't like Sean Carter, I like some of his songs. I damn sure know for a fact I have some of his albums, and I know some of the people that don't like him have some of his albums too. A lot of you people have music that is produced by Sean Combs. A lot of you guys have music that is produced by R. Kelly. But we will take these stupid sides to see the downfall of these entertainers and athletes. It's just incredible. Like right now, if Shaq is involved in some controversy, there'd be people that would just be like, oh, he needs to be taken off the Hall of Fame. A good example, I'm a hardcore Laker fan, and don't want LeBron on the team, but what does LeBron say all the time? Ain't nothing like a party like a Diddy party, and he's still running around doing what he's got to do.
And I'm going to say this too, because I hear a lot of people talking about Diddy party, Diddy party, Diddy party. My thing is this. There's people who gone to Diddy parties and didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? Just because you were at a Diddy party don't mean that you were partaking in all of the Diddy favors, if you will. Because I hear a lot of people correlate that, like, if you was at the Diddy party, it means you're guilty. It's like, no, there's a lot of people, and I use this analogy a lot. Okay, I use this analogy with somebody who kept on trying to correlate. You go to a Diddy party, you're guilty. It's like you go to work, you go clock in 9 to 5, and you leave. And then your bosses decide to have some after hours. And they do some real funky, freaky stuff up in there after hours. And
Locked
then
doors.
all of a sudden, you hear about this, right? And then somebody comes to you, oh, well, you work at Kroger, so you must be guilty. Now, wait a minute now. I clocked in from 9 to 5. I left. I don't know what they did when I left. Because you a Kroger employee. That must mean you guilty. Now, y'all see how ludicrous that sounds? It's the same thing that keep throwing the Diddy parties out as though everybody that went is guilty by association. And that's just not true. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and from my understanding, there was two parties. There was like the party, and then there was an after party. And some of the shenanigans went on in the after party. That's where all the street hookers and so, allegedly all this stuff was happening. So even though you showed up to the initial party, doesn't mean you were invited to the second party.
Yeah, so I think we got to be careful when we say that. It reminds me of McCarthyism. The Scarlet Letter. Ooh, you was at the Diddy party. You must be guilty. Michelle says, I have none of their music. He says, I'm a jazz girl. I listen to it all. But jazz is one of my favorite genres as well. Black man, he says, and how you doing, by the way? Says, I don't put nothing past no man or woman. He probably did do it or was there. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? And I said this to somebody too. A lot of people like to speculate. It's like, okay, well, I don't care if it's Jay-Z or not. Anybody, put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's been accused of doing something so horrible to a 13-year-old. Now, think about putting speculation in the same sentence with you who were vehemently saying, I did not do this. You're not going to say, well, that's okay. Go ahead and speculate. I understand. I'm not, you're right. I shouldn't have the right to get mad. Just go ahead and speculate that I did something so horrible to a 13-year-old. That's okay. Donovan, would you and somebody put that together with you? Would you be, I'm just going to go have a V8. You go ahead and speculate. You're going to be mad as hell.
Yeah, I'm going to be mad. But like I said, I will be following the advice of my attorney at that point.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, I don't have a problem with Jay-Z did, because ain't nobody going to be able to speak for me like me. And Jay-Z is not a stupid man. He's probably got the best lawyers all the money can buy. But I like that he put a personal touch to it. Like, if I could write rhymes, then I could write a defense for myself. Like he said, I think it was beautiful. Why are you coming after money? Pursue justice of me to the fullest extent of the law if I did what you're saying I did. There should be no amount of money, not amount of zeros on this planet to make right what I did wrong that you're accusing me of. So I love that he personally pinned that himself and said, now y'all fight over that. And if y'all didn't notice too, him, Beyonce and his daughter went to a movie premiere, last night, because Blue Ivy, I think Beyonce as well, is in the new Mufasa. I think that's how you say it, movie. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I like the idea of defense, but it's just unfortunate in today's world. We think that money is the same as getting justice. As long as you get some money out of it, it's justice. Look at a good example, and this is my opinion: George Floyd's family. The man is dead, but they got justice because they got $22 million out of it. But the man is dead. Breonna Taylor, they got $20 million. And that's to them, justice. I mean, you'll never bring these people back, whatever. But in our world, we think money is the justice. And like I said, we don't know if the statute of limitations ran out for that 13-year-old. Maybe, I don't know for sure. But maybe the civil way to go is the route that they want to go. And it's unfortunate that people will use the court system as a weapon to shake down a lot of these celebrities and athletes. That's just their way to do it. And a lot of rich people would rather pay the money to have the problem go away rather than stand and make a stand. And so I'll give Sean Carter that he's taking that aspect, like, hey, I'm going to make a stand. But I think it's disingenuous based on the statute of limitations that he's saying, why can't you lock me up? I think he probably already knows the answer why they can't charge him criminally. I'm just speculating.
The Brat 160, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. I saw somebody said something. Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, still, I like what you said. It says there's a lot of people that love to see winners lose. I agree with you. And Black Man says, I noticed he didn't say he wasn't there in the statement. Is that what you took from the statement? Did you read the whole statement? Because it sounds like the man was saying he wasn't there. To me. I mean, I'm just saying, you know. And it was a pretty lengthy statement. I don't know. I think sometimes we looking for stuff that really is neither here or there. I think the whole statement was saying I wasn't there, was not me. So I don't know. And Patricia says, it's all Vince McMahon. Again, he's a white man. The system is built to benefit them. Terry says, people act like they don't know somebody with questionable behavior. Right, your uncles, your aunties. Mirror Work Conversation says, the issue should be, once again, are people seeming to only believe that they can only achieve the wealth by doing dirt. This reminds us of our children. This reminds us to remind our children who don't know how to get their money. Yeah, I mean, you should do it the right way, right? Dejan, how you doing? He says the feminists are automatically making Jay-Z guilty because they are bitter at the men that have done them wrong on a personal level. You know what's so crazy? I see a lot of men doing it too. A lot of men is like, Foxy Brown and then Beyonce was a minor, and Beyonce wasn't a minor when they got together. She said it. It's been proven that they're not. But yet again, people like to believe the lie because it is more salacious. It's more interesting than the truth. You know what I mean? And again, there's no complaining witness on any of those. Beyonce doesn't complain if she was a minor. Foxy Brown is saying it's not true. So at what point do you say, okay, well, I'm not going to die on a hill I have no knowledge of? At what point do you do that? You know what I mean? And again, I'm not even trying to argue the ins and outs of that. I'm just like more or less, because my thing is I like to educate, and it's whatever at this point. But I think we need to learn that we should stop being meme-icated, looking at memes and the opinions of people who are just making up stuff for engagement. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of those people, I like to be careful what I say about other people because I don't want none of that to come back on me. Because what you do to people comes back to you. If you think I'm lying, especially when it comes to the gossip, look at Wendy Williams. That's all I'm going to say. The Brad 160 says, dear heart, love your inspired content. Well, thank you. Love and appreciate you for that.
Wait, so you're saying Abraham Lincoln, what he said on the internet's not true, so we shouldn't listen to Abraham Lincoln?
Nah, yeah, I think he said if it's on the internet, it must be true. 1863. It's one of my favorite memes. It actually really is. Get the Chili says you spoke nothing but the truth. So help me. All right now. Hallelujah. Who else came on here? Mission Visions, how you doing? You got in here a little earlier today. Mike says them tapes are going to show who did what with who. Yeah. If the man is guilty, then he's guilty. But there's been nothing to this point that says that he is. But because people don't like him, and I get it, it's your personal preference. I don't care if you like him or not. I'm going to sleep tonight one way or the other, But I don't know. For me, I think it's creepy to prey on the downfall of people. Now, listen, I'm not a Jay-Z fan. I really lost a lot of, respect for him during the whole NFL thing, the Kaepernick thing, when he says we're beyond kneeling and all that. Now, I will say this about Jay-Z. I think, unfortunately, he alienated a lot of Black people from him when he did that. When he got in bed with the NFL, that I know for sure. He alienated a lot of people. So now when these type of charges have been leveled against him, it's like, it's understandable why people don't have any sympathy for him, but it's like, well, if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong, and it's still right until it's proven wrong, if that makes any sense. Gotcha, Donovan. Let's see. Sound man, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Patricia says Jay-Z life would never be the same. These accusations can ruin his reputation in business. Ordinarily, I would agree with you on that. I think for somebody who is average, a little bit, or not where Jay-Z is, I think he'll be all right. Now, if he's proven guilty or there's some other stuff that comes out, yeah, I think he's going to have some more issues. But I think Jay-Z will be just fine, especially if the judge, because they're asking the judge to drop the suit, throw him out or whatever. I think he'll be fine. As I've seen a lot of people say, Jay-Z is kind of too big to fail. You know what I mean? He's a juggernaut of an entity, and so there'd have to be a lot of validity to this case, I would think. I don't know. I could be wrong, though. Queen of Dice says, may the truth be exposed. If there is a victim involved, may that person receive healing. May the truth be exposed. The truth will set them all free. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Yokumboy says, I've heard people say an 18-year-old is a minor. That's why I don't agree with that kind of argument. Well, chronologically, 18-year-old is not a minor, but I would say they're more childlike than they are adult, in every other way outside of the age. Steady says, Billie Jean is not my lover child. The God says it's programming. They started with Michael Jackson, then Bill Cosby. After that, the floodgates are open. You can't wait 50 years and get somebody locked up on an accusation. Yeah, I think a lot of people are having a problem with that too. It's like 24 years later, and then the other thing too is this is what I don't like about not just this case, but any case. I need to know my accuser. Because how am I supposed to defend myself if I don't know who's accusing me of what it is I'm accused of? And since you're going to put stuff out there about me, I think people should know who you are. Now, I get why they protect victims because, for a whole lot of reasons, to protect their identity because something so horrible happened to them and a whole host of other things. But the other thing is if you're coming out 24 years later and accusing me of something like that, yeah, I need to know who you are. And that's what Jay-Z is asking. Show yourself or drop the case. Because my people can't even defend me if I don't even know who I'm talking about.
Right, so, which is why I believe they wanted to mediate with him or discovery or whatever the deal is, and he refused to meet with them. And they just you've got a lot of these people that weaponize the law system to their benefit. And you're seeing it in family courts, you're seeing it in civil court, you're also seeing it in criminal court. I mean, they're just weaponizing it because they can.
Right. Herbert, he says, look at Cosby. Do they really need tapes or even evidence when it comes to a black man? Yeah. I mean, I think Bill Cosby's problem is he was a freak, just like Diddy, a freak. I think they're all probably that way. Then some of them are just getting caught and being held responsible, but they learned that from somebody. They learned that from, the old Hollywoods. That was like, it's Babylon. They learned it from them. Yeah. Miss D says, no matter what, Jay-Z deserves something called due process. Yeah. And everybody does, whether it's Jay-Z, it's KZ, whoever, they deserve due process. Everybody deserves that.
Yeah. It's like that guy that just got arrested at McDonald's for killing the CEO of the pharmaceutical, or not the pharmaceutical, the insurance company, the IHP. What that thing was that?
United.
United Healthcare, whatever. He's going through the process. There's a process. You just can't we have street justice, but in this country, and again, we've got a lot of people from other countries that have flooded this country that believe a certain different way. And, they're now in certain areas, they're the majority, but yeah, there's a process that you're supposed to do. But see, here's what's funny, Demetra. We all believe that there's a process, right? Everybody believes that. If I get charged with something, there's a process. If you get charged, there's a process. If you guys out there get charged, there's a process, right? But you got these bleeding heart Democratic liberals that don't believe there's a process for illegal immigration. Everything has a process. How you're supposed to do it.
Absolutely. And let me go back to Brother Samuel. Let me go back to this real quick. In line, the poet, how you doing? He said Jay is innocent. Jaguar gave the lawyer the perfect playbook with her appearance on Piers Morgan. That lawyer knows rumors and gossips are perfect for shaking down scared celebrities. Yeah, and they being Jay-Z and Beyonce made Piers Morgan and them apologize for having her on there with such salacious stuff. So they had to actually retract all of that. Brother Samuel says, there's a pattern at which they come after our brothers, women. Now they are going for the younger sisters. We only concerned when an unrighteous person brings us the news. Okay. Soda, how you doing? You say, Hey, y'all, that's true about Jay-Z and the NFL. Before, I had no bad or good things to say until he sided with the NFL on kneeling. Yeah, and I think that's kind of where he went wrong with black people. It's like, wait a minute now, we was really had something going. And you talking about we're past kneeling because you struck a deal, with the NFL. So I think that's kind of where he left a lot of, bad taste in people's mouths. Ernest, you say, I don't give anybody in the industry any credibility, especially if they call themselves with Diddy. I mean, yeah. No reparation, no vote, says Bill Cosby got locked up for 40-year-old stuff. Yeah. Michelle says a former NFL player is on a show on IG saying he attended a Diddy party where B and Jay-Z was in attendance and 11 kids. A kid sat by B and she said, aren't they cute? If he is lying, I am sure he will. Yeah. So she said, are they cute and did something to them? Like, you know what I mean? As kids go to parties all the time, and listen, I'm not excusing Diddy or none of them. I wasn't at any of those parties. I know people who have gone. I've never gone. But what I'm saying is I think context matters, because to say, oh, Jay-Z and Beyonce was at this party and I saw 11 kids there too. What kind of party was it? You know what I mean? With the kids at the party, the party that's got Diddy locked up, or were they at this party because he's got kids? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of party was it? Because it's very possible. She says, well, aren't they cute? And it didn't lead to anything bad. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just one of those people. I like to think of all scenarios. I don't like to get like half the information and say, well, damn it, that's a smoking gun to me. Not saying that you're saying that, Michelle, but I'm just saying that's how some people work. They won't think past. Sometimes I'll overthink. But a lot of people won't say, okay, party, maybe some kids there. Maybe it was a happy birthday party with some little kids. Maybe Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Whew. He crazy still says the freaks come out at night. They used to be my jam when I was 13. Don't ask me why. It had no business even having that to be my song. My thing skipped up. Okay. But Sam says, just thinking they tried to bring Michael Jackson down with child accusations. Yeah, and it was not true. And they came forward and said they were lying, The Brad says, dear heart, your content on Penny pulled on my heartstrings. Great job. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, separation of that. Keep getting mad about what they do to us here in America, or we could say, okay, let's unite and get away from
them. I want to bring up this. How many of you guys remember Kamala Harris? And, I hate to bring up politics, but it has a tie-in. When she was a DA here in California, she made a statement that said her pen wields a lot of power. And because of that power, what she does with it is very selective. She might not get a conviction on you, and that might not be her end goal. She says it's like the stick and the carrot. We've got a big stick, being government. And she said what she could do with that pen is she can charge you with a crime, right? And bankrupt you. Just have you go through the system, the due process, and bankrupt you as a way to punish you. Again, I know we're talking about Jay-Z and stuff, but let's talk about lawfare, what they were doing to Trump. How much money was Donald Trump paying in all of those cases? And thank God he was a billionaire. But the point is, I don't have the money that he has. But when she made that statement that that's what some of these people do, they will take that pen just to eradicate a person's money from them and make it more difficult for them. If I got to pay a high-class lawyer $2-3 million to defend me, that's $2 or $3 million I don't have. And Kamala Harris said sometimes that's what she would do. She would wield the big stick to get the result she wants. And the people that wanted to fight her, you got to remember, you're going up against the big stick, the government, unlimited resources. You could be a billionaire. I think they said Donald Trump in legal fees over the last 4 years, he spent almost nearly $400 million defending himself. And this is what they do. So again, I'm not surprised that the government, the Biden administration, the Biden DOJ is bringing these charges in the last 4 years against these black men. Is Biden a Dixiecrat? Oh yeah, he was a Dixiecrat. I'm just speculating.
Black man says, does Jay-Z make money off a private prison? I heard he does. The answer is no, he does not. He actually gives a lot of money to getting people free. He's paid bail for a lot of people, men and women. He sued a lot of prisons for inhumane circumstances and things like that. So he does not invest in private prisons. It's a rumor. So I just want to put that out there. Harley says, when no celebrity spoke up for the lies R. Kelly went through, now it's their turn and people and yeah, I think a comment cut off. King Shaw, how you doing? Says, remember Ho says stop the kneeling and protesting and move on. Yes, he did. And that's when a lot of black people was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do all of that. Simon says, so you telling me them Diddy parties is worse than the owner of the Playboy Mansion? I don't know. I wasn't at either one of them. Of course, we can, hear stories. I was at the base. I'm just playing. You hear stories from everybody. I wasn't there, no charges have ever been brought against Hugh Hefner. I don't know. There's people who have said things that happened that, some horrible things happened to them there. I have heard those stories, but I don't know if any of it was worse. I would say if anything happened to somebody against their will at either party, they're just as bad. Valerie says, did they know she was 13? That's another good question too. If that did happen, did she know she was 13? I would tend to think that if you had a conversation with a 13-year-old, you would kind of know they was 13. You know what I mean? But that's a good question. Hey, Mad Dog, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Herbert says karma catches up to you however it can. Yeah, absolutely. Samuel, see how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else came on here? Katrina, how you doing? Says Diddy is not presumed innocent. He's in jail. Diddy is the fall guy. Says not presumed innocent. He's in jail. Well, you're right. They still got to prove that he is, right? The burden of proof is on the prosecution, which is why they'll have a trial to put forth their evidence to prove that he is guilty. Now, of course, Diddy, his team has the duty to defend against whatever allegation they bring. Of course, it's RICO and trafficking and things like that. But he still has to have his day in court.
Right.
So you're
right. He has due process. Constitution guarantees a person to have bail. You don't have to sit in jail all damn day unless there is a good and reasonable assertion that you might run or flee or something like that, which is the exception into that rule. Everybody is entitled to bail. That's why you'll see like a mass murder. They might say, oh, $1 million. Is it attainable? Yes. Does that person have $1 million? No. So sit your ass in jail until your court date.
Yeah, Daryl, you're right. It says they use the same private prison argument against Michael Jordan to justify hating him. Yeah, Michael Jordan has not invested in private prisons either. But again, all people have to do is put that kind of stuff on memes. It's a Michael Jordan, but it's not that Michael Jordan. So I just want to say that. But all people have to do is put it on memes, and people, that's why I says meme-icated, they get educated off of memes. Oh, well, I saw it on the internet. Oh, did you go verify and see if any of it was true? No, but if it's on the internet, it must be true. So, but yeah, people will run away with that kind of stuff. And it's easy to do, especially if you don't like somebody. The accusation is, I don't know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they worship the devil. I don't know. I've never worshiped the devil, so I don't even know what that entails. You know what I mean? So, because on my profile picture on African Diaspora News Channel, I think I'm doing something like that. And whenever I look into the comment section, which is rare, I see people say, why are you doing your hands like that? Oh, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, if you Google it, it means it's a power, like a power signal, a power stance, But I'm like, in somebody's mind, somebody told them that it was a devil worshiping sign or something. So now they probably think I worship the devil. I'm like, you can't educate them all. You could try. FM, did I say hello to you? If not hello, says Hugh Hefner tried to sleep with his personal doctor, 15-year-old daughter, documented on Secrets of Playboy on Hulu. Yeah, if it's documented, then it's documented, but documented how? And I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm sure listen, I don't put nothing past those people. All I'm saying is, I'm just one of those people like to deal with the truth as close as possible, because I always try to put myself in people's shoes, kind of, sort of. I would not want to be lied on. It's horrible to be lied on. Imagine when we were kids and your brother or sister says, they took the last cookie. Why they got cookie crumbs on their mouth, right? That's something small. You probably get your ass whooped. I don't know, maybe over cookie, depends on what kind of parents you got. You might get over that. But somebody say you did something to a 13-year-old. That's the difference. That's different. I wouldn't want to be lied on to that degree. Never. You know. Thank you, Bakari. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right. So Donovan, sounds like you gave me. We got what, a minute, if that. Let's see. King Charles says Bob Barker invests in prisons clothing that sells to inmates like them jailhouse sneakers. And I think Bob Barker dead now, ain't he? Bobby Harris, how you doing? Says that's how you know. Oh, you're effective. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just, I know. It does. It feels good, I would imagine, to I've never been a gossiper. I've listened to some and I'm like, But as far as girl, let me tell you, last night he was oh man, it just never felt good to do that to me. I don't know. I'm glad that I never got that. I guess because I didn't see my mom do it. The most I saw my grandma do was tell my grandfather on his lunch break about what happened on days of our lives. And as the world turns, he was so, he's listening to her. She's telling him, I know these people. That's as far as it went. I'm not saying they never did. I just never heard it. So I'm not one to, like, when I see gossip, it almost makes me ill. Like, y'all just running. I'll be scared to gossip. I don't know why. It's just because I feel like that'll come back on me. Just be sitting up, just let me tell you what happened was what they did, and they were saying, nah, it ain't gonna be me.
You know what's crazy though? We can talk about Jay-Z, R. Kelly, Glorilla, all these entertainers and athletes, but we can't even mention one person in our city that is our alderman or our council member, or maybe who's the mayor, or what the issue is with the school board asking for more money after your property taxes keep going up. That's the thing that kills me about our culture. We can deal with the entertainment stuff, but when it comes to the serious stuff, the money, we can't say a damn thing in regards to the politicians. All we know is, well, Maxine's been there all my life, 30 years, and she's still there. I don't know what the issue is with this person. If you don't vote for Kamala, you're a misogynist. Joy, yes, Joy. We can't say anything in regards to what affects us as a people, but we can talk up R. Kelly. We can tell you all his albums. We can tell you everybody involved in the case. We can tell you Jay-Z. All of this stuff. It's important, but at the end of the day, it really isn't important that affects our lives. But we know everything there is to know about it, and that's what's really sad about our situation. Again, a man is innocent until proven he's innocent until proven guilty, unless you're a black man. And let's face it, unofficially, if you're a black man, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. But it's just amazing to me how I can talk to almost any black person about a soundbite, and they go, "Oh yeah, I heard that, man. Did you hear? Oh, LeBron did this. Oh yeah, did you hear? Oh, the Cowboys lost again. Ha 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 ha. Blue 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 blue." But when I say, "Hey man, did you hear about so-and-so's being sworn in as the council member since the election's over?" "Nah, man, who's that? Well, I ain't got time." It's very sad.
Yeah. And Patrice, you say Jay-Z better hope. No other sexual allegations are reported. Cuba Gooding Jr. lawyer stated one sexual assault for Cuba. Then women came out there and woodwork. Yeah, and that's always a possibility that those things can happen, right? Jay, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Says Jay supported Hillary Clinton, who was all about mass incarceration of black people while claiming to be from the streets. And he supported Obama. Now, there you go. Now, see, that is an angle we can definitely prove, right? Most definitely. And I agree with you. Him and Beyonce are big time Democrats. They've always supported Democrats, but you're right. Hillary definitely was for the mass incarceration, especially if black people called our boys super predators and they need to be made to heal. Her husband signed the 94 crime bill, 3 strikes law, with the co-signing of that of Joe Biden, who's the president now. So yeah, you're absolutely right. As Farrakhan said, Hillary is an evil woman. And yes, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and a whole host of people most definitely endorsed her. So you're right.
And did you guys hear? I know this is it's a political rumor, but since the Democrats have nobody on deck in the batter's box to take, as Kamala's done, she's finished. They're talking about Hillary running again as a potential runner. They're talking about Hillary running in 2028.
How old is Hillary?
Hillary is 78, something like that, 77, something like that.
So she's gonna be 100 in 2028.
But isn't that crazy of the Democratic Party, where you have no young people in the batter's box ready to get to the big time on the field? You're going to go back and get a woman who is. I mean, she didn't win before. She is so disliked. It's like, have they learned anything? Oh my God! It's just a rumor, though, so hopefully it's not true.
Yeah, and then they won't even let them. You know what I mean? You mean to tell me they're not under 75? Well, they can't run. You know? And then I don't know if y'all heard Mitch McConnell fell out somewhere at the damn Capitol today. It's like, damn. First you were frozen. And then you fell out. I'm not laughing because he fell out and he got frozen. I'm just saying, you think about it like, damn, man, what's next?
From my cold, dead hands, I will not leave this seat. Carlton Heston said it best.
You got to fall out. It's time. Donovan, you and I heard that from a wise man once. It's time. Okay?
No, but these people think that generation think that the world can't go on without him. Sheila Jackson Lee died on the throne. What do you think, Maxine? Maxine is 83 years old. She's not even a baby boomer. She's a silent generationer, and she's still on the seat. Only in the Black community.
She like, huh? I am. I'm still on the seat. I didn't know that. Right. And she's straightening her wig, you know, it's like. I better stop. I'm being bad now.
Hey, real quick, Daryl Jack says, after Trump leaves office, the Republicans have no viable candidate, just like the Democrats 2028 is wide open. Well, Daryl, I'm going to have to disagree with you. J.D. Vance is in the ball. He's right there, vice president. They've got J.D. Vance. I mean, they've got a bunch of people, but I think the next person is going to be J.D. Vance.
It'd be crazy. Yeah, I totally agree. That J.D. Vance, unless and then even then, I mean, he do something terribly wrong, he probably still will be in a good running. A lot of people actually like J.D. Vance. He, out of all the candidates, the vice president, he was the most articulate and could really speak to the issues. And he's young. Well, he just turned 40. So, he's got another 1,000 years before he gets to their age. So I think he'll definitely be a good candidate.
Yeah, and he's a veteran. And then what's the name? What's the old girl that was the governor of South Carolina? She's Indian too.
Nikki Haley. She's in the ballpark. I mean, the Republicans have, I would say, 5 or 6 people. The Swami, he could run again. I mean, you got all these people. You've got the governor down in Florida. He could run. I mean, the Republicans have people ready to go. Yep. So yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely think he's gonna be up next. A lot of people saying, "Well, Trump said there's not gonna be no more elections. He's gonna cancel elections." It's like, see, this is I almost said a bad word. This is the nonsense. They when they put that out there, then you got all these people who are mimicated and they believe it. Oh, Trump ain't gonna have no more elections after this. He said after he gets nominated, and he ain't gonna have no more. Can Trump even do that? Can he just go and say, you know what? We're not gonna have no more elections. I'm gonna be the president forever. He can't do that. But some people believe it, so I don't even know what to do. Anyway, I think I'll be back here tomorrow. Last week, I was very tired. I think I got some energy today. We'll see. But I think I'll be back here, and I'm sure it'll be pretty interesting. As you guys know, we are nearing the end of the year. It'll be 2025 before we know it. I guess that's a good thing for some of us, looking forward to a new year and all of that. So I guess it all remains to be seen. And I don't even know why I said that. You want me to bring Walter on, CJ?
We're almost at the end of the year. My slate to get Demetra off the air. I just need 3,000 more signatures, fellas. Come on, we can get her out of here. 1 million men against Demetra K. We can do it by the end of the year.
I say good luck to you and all your mamas, because you're going to need them to do all of that. Anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Okay, so y'all saying Walter, y'all want me to bring Walter? I have to find him. I had a hey Lene, how you doing? I had a long talk with him. He's in training right now. Roz, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yep, we're about to get out of here. He's in training. He's been given a lot of assignments. So I have to see if he's done his homework because he's been bad lately. When he's come on the show. MC Fact, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. So anyway, I love you too, Panther. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. You too, Michelle.